And now, from 12 Studios, this is News 12 Now.
Today is Monday, May 20th. Welcome to News 12 Now. I'm Kylee Dedmon. New this afternoon, a man was arrested in Paris Sunday for felony fraud, use, or possession of identifying information. 35-year-old Thomas Wells was near the 2300 block of East Cherry Street when a Paris sergeant found him. The sergeant was looking for Wells while investigating a burglary of a coin-operated machine. Wells had 6 different mail items on him with names that were not his. He was booked in the Paris jail. And a scary moment for 2 Oklahoma storm chasers last night. Val and Amy Castor, who storm chased for News 9 in Oklahoma City for decades, flipped their vehicle last night after hydroplaning during a storm. Now, this is video they shot of a possible tornado last night near El Reno. Fortunately, officials say the Castors only have a few scratches and are going to be okay. One man was arrested this morning for larceny after Choctaw County Undersheriff Ronald Miller got into a pursuit with a stolen vehicle. It happened on Fallon Road when the driver, Stephen Nichols, ran into the rear end of a county grader. After the crash, Nichols ran off but was detained by a citizen. Law enforcement caught up, and according to the Choctaw County Sheriff, Nichols was arrested for larceny of a motor vehicle and eluding arrest.
We had a few showers and thunderstorms across Texoma this morning, but thankfully they were very short-lived, and we've been seeing lots of sunshine as we head into this afternoon, and it is going to be a warm one overall. Live look at your Holiday Inn Ardmore Tower Cam has clear blue skies pretty much as far as the eye can see, and that is not expected to change here as we go into this afternoon. Temperatures maybe even getting in the 90s for some of us. It also will stay breezy too with some gusty southerly winds. That will be though in advance of several thunderstorm chances on the way to the rest of this week. So enjoy today if you can. And we also have a dry Memorial Day weekend ahead, at least for the most part here. We're going to break everything down and your severe weather threat here in a second, but back to you, Kylie.
All right, thank you, Brian. The Ringling Rodeo Club and firefighters hosted a Bulls, Barrel, and Broncos benefit to raise money to support a 4-year-old girl with her battle with cancer. When Blakely Morris was diagnosed with leukemia in January, the community rallied to help, putting together a full rodeo experience with bull riding, barrel racing, and more. Chelsea Fowler with the Ringling Rodeo Club says all proceeds from the rodeo are going to help cover medical expenses for the family.
You can contact any one of us at the Ringling Rodeo Club. We would love to get that donation to the family so that we can, in this hard time, find a way to ease it a little bit and show them that we can all come together and help them.
And if you would like to help donate to the Morris family, you can find a GoFundMe link on this story on our website at KXII.com. Well, looking for a way to cool off this week? The splash pad right here in Sherman is opening up Thursday at the Splash Family Aquatic Center. The splash has 2-story water slides, a drop slide, a diving board, and a tot zone. There are activities for people of all ages. Now, the hours will be 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. this Thursday and Friday, with regular hours starting on Saturday, which can be found on the Sherman Parks and Recreation website. And it's graduation season, and another class of the Sherman PD Citizens Police Academy is graduating in a few days. The program's designed to give citizens some insight into the day-to-day operations of the Sherman Police Department while experiencing a little bit of what it's like to be a police officer in Sherman.
We just want to teach our citizens about what we do and offer some degree of transparency and let them know this is what it's like to work here, and this is what it's like to do a really tough job.
Each citizen experienced the job firsthand with a ride-along. The next Citizens Police Academy will be held in the fall. In Houston, deplorable, disgusting, and downright unsafe. That's what authorities in the Houston area are calling the conditions at an assisted living facility there. More than 200 seniors and disabled residents were reportedly left high and dry after a severe weather outbreak last week. With no power or food, the residents were forced to go outside to keep cool. Gage Golding has the story.
The mansion didn't do nothing about it. They wouldn't come out. And they wouldn't come out to see nobody or nothing.
Residents of the Independence Hall rejoicing at the sight of dozens of Houston police officers and firefighters. Finally, help has arrived after the management here left them following Thursday's severe weather outbreak.
There was people sitting outside trying to keep cool, nothing to eat, no place out of the elements. And so it was a dire situation for them.
Houston Mayor John Whitmire showing us one of the most concerning rooms. Thursday's tornado and straight line winds, though, only adding to a growing problem.
This is not just from the storm. The units, 260 of them, have been neglected for years. You have an absentee owner placing a manager that doesn't have the resources to address these life safety issues.
Did they do anything to help you? They bring you ice? They bring you food?
No, no food, no ice, no nothing. You need to come and see about us. You want your rent money. We want to live better than where we living.
The facility was already flagged by the city for improper permits. This red tag here on the front door dating back to April for electrical repairs without a permit. Now the mayor says he's going after the owners.
We're discussing with HPD the criminal neglect, abandonment of the owner, and leave people living in these conditions.
And that was Gage Golding reporting. Well, blasting off from West Texas, a 90-year-old has become the oldest man to go into space. Take a listen to this story. Ed Dwight was a top Air Force test pilot and trained to become NASA's first black astronaut 60 years ago, but was actually denied the chance back then. Sunday morning, Dwight finally accomplished his mission aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket. He says his call sign for the flight, justice, is for all the people who supported him over the years.
And here's a grand opportunity at this late date to fulfill that for self-satisfaction, yes, but more importantly, to satisfy all the wonderful people that have showered me with love for all these years.
Dwight beats out actor William Shatner as the oldest person ever to fly in space and says he's not finished just yet. He wants to go into orbit next. And another amazing story, the oldest woman to ever go into space is now a member of an elite group of aviators in the Lone Star State. Wally Funk is part of the 2024 class recently inducted into the Texas Aviation Hall of Fame. Funk, who has ties to both Texas and Oklahoma, is a trailblazing pilot and instructor and is the last surviving member of NASA's Mercury 13. In 2021, at the age of 82, Funk achieved her dream of going to space as part of the crew of the Blue Origin's New Shepard spacecraft. Well, hundreds of men and women with the same name, wearing the same shirt, were on their way to Lake Kyle Park last Saturday afternoon for the gathering of Kyles, and they were all on a mission to make history. In 2023, nearly 1,500 people named Kyle attended the gathering in the city of Kyle, trying to break the largest record of the largest gathering of people with the same first name. Any guesses what it was? Kyle. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. This year, they tried again and still did not break the record.
This year, the official count was about 750. So we're all saying we're going to contact at least 2 Kyles and bring them with us.
Got to meet a lot of cool Kyles out here and do a lot of shopping with local vendors.
The gathering was part of the Kyle Fair at Tech extravaganza. Many say they plan to return next year and recruit more people by the name of Kyle to break the record. If only it was Kylie's. Well, taking a look at our top headlines across the world, Iran has declared 5 days of mourning after its president and foreign minister died in a helicopter crash on Sunday. The cause of the crash is still unknown at this time. Erica Brown has a story from Washington, D.C.
Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi was considered the second most powerful leader in the nation. His sudden death comes at a time of extreme tension in the Middle East. His helicopter went down in the mountains of northern Iran, and search teams spent hours looking for the wreckage in dense fog. President Raisi was returning from a meeting with the leader of neighboring Azerbaijan. Iran's foreign minister, Hossein Amir Abdullahian, was also killed in the crash. Iran's cabinet said the hardworking president had been martyred, vowing the government would operate without the slightest disruption. The crash comes with Iran and Israel engaged in a so-called shadow war. Last month, Iran launched drone and missile attacks against Israel. Iran also backs terrorist groups fighting Israel, including Hezbollah and Hamas. President Raisi was elected in 2021, but it is Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who controls the government, the military, the courts, and the media. Raisi and the supreme leader were close, and many had considered him a possible successor to the 85-year-old Ayatollah. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington, D.C.
The chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court says he's looking into arrest warrants for Israel and Hamas leaders over the raging conflict between the two. Karim Khan is citing war crimes of murder, rape, and torture by Hamas leaders as reasons for the arrest. He says his office also has evidence against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant. Now, they've committed crimes against humanity during the 7-month war in Gaza. Khan will need to have his warrant request granted from a panel of judges after they consider evidence. Now, it's unlikely the Israeli leaders will be immediately prosecuted if the warrants are granted, but it could make it difficult for them to travel internationally.
Thank you for watching today's News 12 Now. Make sure to subscribe so you find out why Texoma turns to us. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where you'll see more social media exclusive content. Want more News 12 Now? Watch us live every weekday through the KXII app on your phone or TV and through our website.